Hello, hello, hello. What's up? This is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper, and I am super excited to be here with you this afternoon. So, while I check to make sure everything is rocking and rolling like it's supposed to, go ahead and like and share and let people know that today I'm going to give you an actionable plan on how to create the game plan for your business. All right. So I'm just refreshing, making sure that I am live and everything, and I'm on camera, etc. Okay, so making sure that. All right. So again, similar scenario. My name's Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper, and we're going to be. This is Tactical Thursday, and I was just thinking, it's funny how much your background plays into how you name stuff and how you do stuff, right? So, I'm military, 11 years military, and, I was thinking about naming stuff, and I was like I instinctively went to, Tactical Thursday, right? So, I just want to point out, hey, when you're doing stuff, when you're live broadcasting, etc., hey, let your personality come through. What makes you you is your experiences, your personality, etc. Right? So don't be afraid to let your personality come through as we go into Tactical Thursday. Actually, let me grab some drink because I feel like I'm talking really loud, but I just want to make sure it's picking up because I'm not mic'd up. If you can hear me, be like, yeah, I can hear you. And we're just going to go ahead and rock out. So, today we're talking about the importance of planning. So let me kind of tell you what happened this week, right? So this morning I'm on a call, right? Working with a client, we're working some stuff out, trying to make sure that that we kill it. It's a new month. We're in March, so now now we got to kill it for March. Hey, Vince Coin, how you doing? I always talk loud. I think that's that military. And, a house full of kids. But I appreciate you. So what we talk about is, so I was on with a client this morning, and I found out what the problem was, right? We were trying to implement and blueprint at the same time, right? So I want to make sure you understand that there's a difference between the building out a funnel and the planning of the funnel. So typically what happens is sometimes we'll have an idea and we'll go ahead and we'll start it, but we didn't actually sit back to count the cost. We didn't actually sit back and make a plan on how we're going to do this. So today I am going to show you how we make the game plan, right? An ounce of planning is worth a pound of regret. I don't know. Hashtag Lee Fuller making up stuff. Hashtag Funnel Helper making up stuff. All right? But, so, if you have a sheet of paper, go ahead and get a sheet of paper. And you can create it like this. If you would like, I'll create a little cheat sheet type thing, blueprint. But to make it interactive, you can go ahead, take out a piece of paper, and we'll walk through this together. So, in your business game plan, right? So let's make a plan for how we win this game. What is that? I'm talking and writing. I said business game plan. What is a game plan? Right? Me and my spelling. But that's okay. We're gonna work it out. So the first part of your business game plan is we have to get clear on who. All right. So the first part, we're going to write eyes, right? We have to get eyes on what we're doing. We got to get eyes on our product or service. We got to get eyeballs. We got to get people seeing what we're doing. So the first part that we're in our planning process is eyes. Next part in our planning process is, all right, leads. Okay? So once we have the eyes, there's a percentage of eyeballs that we get that we'll get names, we'll get contact information, we'll get ability to reach out to them individually. These become your leads, right? So we got our eyes. We're going to create a plan to get eyes. We're going to create a plan to get leads. Next, we're going to create what I call an activation point, right? So activation point. Okay? We have to create an activation point, and your activation point is really similar to your selling environment, your selling situation, right? This is where we're going to activate them to become a customer or client. And now you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this, but it's so true, right? I meet people that they may have, thought through this part, how we're going to get out in front of people, how we're going to capture leads and activation point, but they forget this one. You know what this one is? This one here is called payment. I talk to many people and, so they don't have thought out through the payment column that we're going to go through, okay? Hey, all right, we got to make sure we're going through the payment column. And then the last one is delivery. Delivery. So, on your sheet of paper, you need to have these columns because in your business, I'm not sure what your business is, but I'm pretty sure about this fact that in your business, you're going to need to be in front of people. You're going to need to identify who's interested. You are going to have a selling conversation or a selling environment. You're going to have to be able to accept money, and you got to give them whatever they pay for, right? So, regardless of your business, if you make stuff, if you grow stuff, if you whatever, you're going to have these elements here, right? So, take the time now and make sure you got your piece of paper, all right? So, let's keep driving on. Now, there's two columns here, and now this is how we take it from big picture planning and kind of make it a little more executionable. Executionable? No. Executable. Executable. Bah, bah, bah. I'm sorry. Executional. Allow you to execute, right? Actuate. Put into practice. So, this first row here is what we're going to call activity. Activity. Okay? And this second one, this second area here is what we will call method. Okay? So now that we have this whole thing in place, listen, your planning will be so much easier because now you can take these ideas out of your cerebellum, out of your brain, and be able to put them on a sheet of paper so that you can execute. Like right now, I just saved you a year of heartache, right? Ask me why I know there's a year of heartache if you don't do this and you try to plan and build at the same time. Ask me how I know. Ask me. I'll tell you. Because I've done it. And I've worked with clients and I'm like, we were trying to figure out what is stopping us from being able to execute or to really do a good job. A lot of time it's because we didn't start with a business game plan. Now, do we all know this? Yes. Do all the business books tell us you should have a plan? Yes, etc. But do we do it? No. We don't do it. So I want to give you on this Tactical Thursday a framework for how to get it done. All right. Now that you have this framework, let's fill in some stuff. Okay, Lee, I got this big old sheet of paper with all these lines on it. Can you teach me how to do it? You know what? I will. Because I'm that kind of dude. I'm a happy helper. I'm a funnel helper. Happy helper. I have a good time. Hopefully you're having a good time. But either way, I got to get this out of my head. So, this one, eyes. So eyes is kind of how are we going to get out there? You know, how are people going to see what we do? A lot of times, we assume people see what we're doing, but we haven't really said, how am I going to get out there? So, one way to get out there or to get eyeballs in your planning, some people, they use social media, right? We're on Facebook. You know, sometimes you see people just posting stuff. And social media is one means of getting eyeballs, right? Some people, you know, Facebook says that organic posting, you can get about, I think it was 7% or so of people seeing your stuff, right? So, organic posting, you get 77%, and you're like, hey, you know what? I need more than 7% seeing my stuff because I got bills to pay, right? So, some people do ads, right? So, these ads. So, you got, sometimes it's Facebook advertising, Google advertising. You may be doing advertising in your catalogs or in the newspaper or print advertising or mailing or whatever, right? So direct mail, so postcards, right? Some people, they get eyeballs by going to, I think it was last week, there was I guess it was a fair, like a community fair or bazaar where business owners came out, right? So you might go to trade shows, whatever, right? Trade shows, fairs, you know, whatever. Supermarket, you know, flea markets, or whatever, right? All this is in the eyes part of our business plan. I just need to know how to get eyes, right? Now, that's the activity. The method for how we're going to do it. Now, sometimes the method, I like to say, either we're talking about who is going to be doing it or the tech behind it, right? So in the method, we're really talking about who or the tech. So in this one, hey, who's going to be helping me? So all right, I'm going to do social media. Who's going to be posting that social media? Am I hiring a VA? Right? Am I doing it myself? Etc. See now how we go from activity to actually the method. How is it actually going to get done on a day-to-day basis? Am I going to have to pay somebody to do it? Is my daughter going to be handling my Twitter account? You know? So you have to dig into how are you going to do it. Ads. Hey, am I going to learn how to run advertising? Or am I going to pay an agency if I'm doing advertising? Okay, does that make sense? Google Ads, am I going to do it myself? Everyday or postcards, how am I going to do that? Right? Am I going to do EDDM? You know, through the postal service? How? Right? So, all right, after we have our blueprint, and now we're saying, okay, I get it. Now, here is how I'm going to get eyes. Another way, if you're online, another way to get eyes is JV, right? So, JV or partners. Okay, so if that's the big picture, if that's the activity, what's the method for how to do that? A friend of mine, Andy, he is a JV broker, right? Andy Hassan, shout out. He's a JV broker. So if we're looking to do JV partnering, perhaps we need to add somebody. We need to identify the method for how we're going to do the activity. All right? I went in a little more detail on the eyes because that's a very important part of the business. They can't go further down if you don't have eyes. All right? So, now we'll keep going. So, what's the activity for how I'm going to build leads? Is this helpful? If this is helpful, go ahead and give me a couple likes, give me a couple shares. Let me know. Leo, you preaching, bro. You in there. You putting your foot in it. I just felt like I needed to say something. Hold on a second. Okay. Tactical Thursday. We get in there, we get going. So, leads. How am I going to get leads? So, what are leads? Leads, now that we have eyeballs, there's a percentage of those that will be interested in what we're doing. when they come on, they become leads. So how am I going to capture leads? Usually it's by offering them something, right? So sometimes leads is, we're going to have them redeem a coupon. Okay? We're going to have them redeem a coupon. That's one way to identify who the leads are. You can opt in and get 20% off or whatever, right? Another way we can identify leads is with a checklist, right? You know what? We'll go a little broader than checklist is good, but we'll go info, right? We'll go information. So like I said, I might make this a little later. Right now I'm on the fly, but I'll make this a little later into a worksheet, right? And it will be a little sheet, a little cheat sheet, or something that I can hand a person. Because a person that would be interested in a business game plan would be a business owner that I could work with. Because once you have this, you take a person like me that builds sales funnels, or a person like me that knows how to market and get stuff online, we can take this and we can run with it, right? Oh, you're trying to do ads? Gotcha. We know how to do that and we can run with it, right? A lot of times people will come to me and they're like, hey, I got this thing and I think it's awesome and we're going to be able to do it. And I'm like, cool. How are we going to get eyeballs? Well, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, cool. What are we going to put in front of these people to make them want to get our stuff? Well, I haven't really thought about that. Okay, cool. I got an idea. How about you call me back? I'm sorry. Hey, maybe we should do a strategy session and we can kind of walk through that first because we're a couple steps ahead before we get into funnel building is usually what I have to say, right? So, all right, so we got leads. We do check sheets, we do videos, right? This training and a couple of these training will probably be videos that I will use to generate leads. Now, okay, cool. We got coupons, we got info, we got cheat sheets or videos to connect leads. What's the method? How are we going to do it, Lee? Huh? How am I going to identify these people? What are they going to put? So there are sometimes your email provider, your email service provider allows you to create opt-in forms. I personally use Infusionsoft. I like Infusionsoft. Are you going to do it with just your email provider? Are you going to do it with a page builder like ClickFunnels or Optimize Press or just in WordPress, right? See how we're digging down a little bit? Hey, I know I got to capture these leads, but how am I going to do it? I was on the phone earlier. A friend of mine was saying, hey, he's speaking. Shout out to Corey. He's speaking, and he's going to have people text in. So you might say, you know what? One way I'm going to capture my leads is through a text campaign, right? So now we're taking it out of the sky, out of this, hey, you know what? I need to create a lead magnet. And now we're pulling it into actionable, specific things. One client, when I met her, we started working together. I think she had like 25 or so leads. Why? Because we didn't have one of these in place, right? After just a few months, she was at a couple hundred. After less than a month, she was at a couple hundred, right? Because we took it from in my head to, you know what? Hey, we need to create an opt-in form in your email service provider, or et cetera, et cetera. And that's just how it works. Activation point. In your business plan, how will you convert these leads? What will be your selling point? Hey, okay, a person opted in and said, yes, I have a coupon, right? Is your activation point on site? Are they coming to your actual store? And that's where you have the activation point where they give you the coupon, and then you give them their. Why did my mind go to chicken? Why did my mind go to barbecue chicken? I don't know. So the coupon. Are you going to give them your T-shirt? I mean, coupon off your photo shoot if you're a branding company or a photographer, right? So is the activation point going to be a consultation? Okay? Sometime after people opt in for your lead magnet, you're going to say, hey, you know what? Maybe you should get on my calendar. And incidentally, since I'm here, if you're interested in getting on my calendar, go to funnelhelpers.com, click the button that says strategy session, and we can jump on a consultation and we can put this stuff in place in your business as well. So, consultation. What's another activation point? Perhaps activation point is, you know what? Hey, Lee, I'm just going to send them right to a sales page. Okay, cool. All right, I send them to a sales page, or perhaps I send them to a webinar, right? What's your activation point? You have to have that in place. You have to have your activation point in place. So, as we're working through this, man, we're getting pretty close. We're almost to the money. But we got some leads. Okay, now we got some people that saw our stuff. We got some people that say, hey, you know what? I'm actually interested in that stuff. Here is my information, right? And now you already know how you're going to sell them. But now, what method are we going to use, right? So, for the activation point, what technology am I going to use? So, if I'm selling them on site, that's really not a whole lot of technological. I'm using my location. All right, I got a store. They come into the store. Got it. That's how I'm going to do it. Right now, couple things you may consider is, kind of your script when you are at the location. So, for instance, I worked with a client that had a clothing boutique, right? So she had a clothing boutique, and I bought her a book, and I kept a copy myself. And the book was called, I can't find it now because I'm looking for it in a hurry. But I found this book, and the book talked about having better questions, right? So, now, have you been in this scenario before? Hey, you walk into the store, and they say, hey, how are you? They say, can I help you with anything? And you say, no, I'm just looking. All right, cool. Right? So that's the thing that happens over and over. But a better question would be, when they come in and say, hey, how can I help you? Or can I help you find anything? Ask them, are you aware of today's specials that we're running? Right? So if it's no, then you can tell them about today's special. If it's yes, okay, cool. So this area here are the ones that are on sale, then you can point them to where the sale is, right? So anyway, having a script will be good activation point, actually for all of them. But let's say you're doing a consultation. All right, how are you going to do it? Are you using a scheduling tool, right? Are you using a scheduler? Uh-oh, I should have just said a tool. Scheduler. All right, are you using an online scheduling tool, right? Or are you going to use, or are you going to call out to them, right? So if you're doing a consultation, what tool are you going to use? A couple tools that I'm familiar with and that I use. One is Time Trade, right? Time Trade, I think, is like $50 a year, right? I mean, $50 a year. You got Calendly, which is also pretty good. Since I use Infusionsoft, I use Appointment Core. Appointment Core has a monthly, but I think it's like $27, right? So, but I know what method I am using. I know what tech. I'm not just saying, hey, I'm going to have a consultation. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to send people to this page, and there's going to be a schedule there, and it's going to connect to my calendar, and at a certain time, my phone's going to ring, their phone's going to ring, and we're going to talk, right? So, you have to have a process or a method in place for how we're going to do the activation point. All right, if it's a webinar, don't just say, hey, I'm going to do a webinar. What platform are you going to use? There's multiple platforms, We use Easy. So we got Easy Webinar, Easy Web. I got some clients with Easy Web. I got Web Jam, Webinar Jam. right? A couple clients had Webinar Geo. There's a whole bunch of webinar clients. But my point is, it's not in my head anymore. I'm not saying, hey, I'm doing webinars. It's saying, hey, we need to schedule a webinar in Webinar Jam. You see what I'm saying? Now we're taking it out of, now we have a game plan. Now we have something that I can tell my VA, hey, set me up a webinar in Webinar Jam for next Thursday, right? So now we're no longer in our head. Now we can actually make plans. Payment. So in the payment plan, the activity, here I like to talk about terms, right? So here we talk about price, right? All right, this thing that you're selling, how much is it? Like, give me a price. Tell me how much it is. Now, if it's more of a consultative sale, then it is what it is. Then have a ballpark in mind. Have a ballpark in mind of what your price range is. So price, payment terms, right? Payment terms. If you're going to use payment terms, so under the payment section, what are going to be the payment terms? Is it a full-time? Full-time. Is it a full price? Is it a 30 days and then I bill you? You know, as I'm looking to work with the county a little bit, they got 30, 60, 90-day terms, right? So I need to adjust some of the things I'm doing, right? Because it's not like, here's my thing. They're like, okay, we'll pay you in April. What? It's March 1st. So you have to think through these things, right? All part of your business plan, your planning. So payment terms. Also, so once you have these in place, now let's go to the method. How am I going to do it, right? If you're doing payment terms, then, you know, so if you want to use PayPal, let's say, hey, I got PayPal, buddy. All right. If you're doing payment terms, there's a certain level of PayPal that you have to be in order to get payment options, right? If you're using Stripe, right, then, hey, Stripe, there's certain applications that have to interface with Stripe in order for it to work, right? It's not just, hey, here's my Stripe button, just like my PayPal button. It's a little different. So now we're talking about technology. Now we're talking about the method. Hey, if you're accepting through order forms, right? So, tell you a quick story. So I did some speaking events, right? And so me, being a tech person, not really understanding that at a live event, it's great to have a piece of paper that they fill out right then, right? You know, with carbon copies and trifold, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, okay, hey, if you like my services, you know, go to www.paylee.com, right? If you're in a live environment, give them a piece of paper. Say, hey, you know what? Everybody, go ahead and where it says name, go ahead and write your name. Everybody got their name? Good. You know, where it says etc., you want to have order forms. But if you don't think through this, if you don't think through the method for accepting payment, then you'll be like the guy that was at the little fair thing, and he wanted checks. Like, dude, I ain't got no check. Did you ask me for a check? I ain't got no cash, and I ain't got no check. I got my card. You don't accept cards? Then what are you doing? It's 2017. Tighten up, right? So your term, maybe your Square, right? Your Square or your, everything has one now. Bank of America has one. But think through the method you're going to do. Why? Because if you don't have a method, then you really just kind of, if all your planning stays up here, then it's hard to execute. But if you have the activity and you have the method, now you have an actionable plan. Man, I feel like I'm going long today, but this is good. Are you learning anything? Am I teaching? My throat's going hoarse. All right. And the last one is delivery, right? So in your delivery, are you going to, is it an online, right? Is it just an online download? Hey, click the button, and then on the next button, you'll be able to download my very first product. I started my product online, was 2007, I think. You know, and I didn't know anything about membership portals and all this. So mine was, you click the button, right? When you click the button, then the next page, it went to a zip file, and then it just automatically like downloaded on your computer, like the whole program. It was like you click the button, and then there was no thank you page, there was nothing. Then you click the button, and then you see a file downloading, and you gotta wait a few minutes because there was videos and all kind of stuff in it. But hey, you do what you gotta do to get started, right? So now they're a lot more sophisticated, right? You know, there's a thank you page, and perhaps you're delivering it in a membership portal, right? So how are you going to deliver it? Another way to deliver it is you may be selling physical products, right? So if you're selling a physical product, you still have to think through how we're going to deliver it, right? So I did some postcard printing for a charter school, right? So I did some postcard printing for the charter school, and I was like, oh man, am I going to mail it? Are they going to ship it to me so I can check them and then I hand deliver? You know, so you have to think through how you're going to do it. So are you hand delivering, right? Delivering. You know, the last postcard thing I did, the person we met at a Cheesecake Factory or Starbucks or something. Not Cheesecake Factory, Panera Bread. You know, everybody goes to Panera Bread, right? So we met at Panera Bread, and hey, I want you to check out the postcards, etc., etc., and then you just go ahead and do it. But there was a delivery method in place. If you're going to sell something, you need to know how you're going to sell it and then how you're going to deliver it. I mean, you would think that everybody thinks all the way through this process, and a lot of times we don't. So you have to think all the way through so that you have a business game plan. So that when you come to a person like me and person we're teaching right now. So hand delivery, what's another way? Membership portals. So yeah, if you're gonna do a membership portal, right? Are you gonna use a optimized press or a fresh member or whatever. Fresh.
Hi Lee, this is Elena from the Hilton Garden in Tampa Riverview.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I gotta call her back. That's about website in 2 days. So if you're not going to website in 2 days or haven't been to it, we're locking in some details. So make sure you jump on that. Now that event is delivered in person, right? So that event is delivered in a workshop. So, and that's interesting that it came up. In a workshop, right? So, if your delivery is an event or at a workshop, then you have to decide what hotel you're going to use, etc. See how I weave that in there? What hotel you're going to use, etc. So, anyway, this is the business plan. This is how you create executable plans, right? Here is how you are able to take what's in your head and instead of getting on the phone or trying to build a blueprint or building a team with only this top information, which is what a lot of people do. I'll get a call that says, hey, Lee, we're going to we're going to go on social media. I got a couple cheat sheets, and I'm going to drive them to a sales page. we're going to check out with for a 3-pay option, and we're going to deliver the online portal. All right, cool. So do you have a personal business Facebook page? You know, do we have a email service provider or a web building platform for us to opt in? Hey, how are we going to do the online checkout, right? Are we going to have a sales page? What sales page creator are we going to use? Well, Stripe won't allow for that payment plan. Are we using Stripe? Or are we using a different checkout process? You know, and what membership portal are we going to use? Well, I didn't think about that. Exactly. But after going through this process, having your business game plan, you will be able to think about it. Make sure you know your activity for each step and the method for each step, and that will help you grow your business. Woo! I've been teaching today. I'm glad you like it. If you would like more of these teachings or etc., go ahead. I had a question that says, what is a JV? That's a joint venture, a joint venture partner. Yes, I apologize. I wasn't able to keep up with some of the questions because I have to turn my camera around in order for you guys to read my shirt. I wanted to make sure you can read the shirt. And the board. All right. So again, my name is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper. This is Tactical Thursday, and go out, build a business game plan. Right? Make sure you have the activity and the method so you can actually execute. All right, my name is Lee Fuller, and I thank you for your time. Talk to you soon. If you want to reach out, again, the website is funnelhelpers.com, or you can hit me up at on Facebook, sending me a message. All right, talk to you later. Bye.